In September 2018, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decided that a homeless person cannot be ticketed for camping on public lands. The next day, tents went up in our own Grace Ada Park. The city quickly declared that camping tents would be allowed at Beard Brook Park, but campers would be forced out of other public spots. Beard Brook Park Village grew rapidly to over 400 people and was terminated when the city created MOES, the Modesto Outdoors Emergency Shelter. Over 500 people were housed in these 10-foot square tent homes. Water, electricity, and services were available at the office that the city set up there. All residents at MOES had to register, so their needs were known and were able to be served with the needed prescription drugs, counseling, and other help. Deanna and Chuck are a married couple who greatly benefited from living in MOES.
Downtown streets.
Yes. That's got us to where we're at today.
So
That was besides Pastor Dean, Sgt Hammond, and DST.
I know. How did all of them affect us? It's so neat how we ended up where we are today because of those people. Do you know who Red Hawk is?
Yes.
yeah, I know.
Okay. Red Hawk. He's the one that we handed our last paraphernalia to and said, "Okay, we're going to quit." And he was like, "Okay, we'll see." And he was having meetings at MOES.
And we would go. Yeah.
To his little Narcotics Anonymous meetings or whatever they were.
AA.
Were they AA?
AA, Narcotics Anonymous. They were both.
It was almost like therapy.
So what was the importance of MOES to you guys?
The place to go, sleep.
Leave our stuff without having to hide it or put it somewhere every day. That's where our hope began, really.
Yep. That was the bottom for us, and that was it. We couldn't go no lower.
Yeah.
The only way from there was up, and that's what we're doing. We're climbing up, and we've got jobs, house. Well, we worked on DST with this lady named Dawn. She knew this person that had a landlord, so we moved to Airport, Angle Lane. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We moved to Angle Lane. And we lived in a trailer house there, you know what I mean? And we split the rents in thirds.
We had roommates on
They
drugs.
was clean. They got on drugs, and we just seen them go like this, fall apart, completely apart. Marriage ruined and everything. And it was, and now, then we finally moved out, got our own place, me, my mom, and my wife, and then here we are now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you live in where now?
We live on the west side on Colorado.
Yes.
Wow.
And in a little 2-bedroom duplex. It's just the 3 of us.
And that's the way we like it, and our dogs.
So MOES gave you some stability, a foundation, and a little more security, maybe?
Yes.
Yes, maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't say maybe it did.
So you mentioned Dean Dodd.
Yes.
How did he influence you?
Church in the park. Yes. Church.
Just the fact that they helped us, you know, like when you went to the shower shuttle, you got clean underwear and clean socks.
Yeah.
And you got a bit glimmer of hope every time you went there, and positive affirmations, and you know what I mean? Like, it was just little tidbits of things that they instilled in our heads that got us to where we just finally changed our life.
One day I just said, she was journaling in her journal about it. I said, I want to quit. 2 weeks later, I said, I'm done. I can't do this.
And I was done. I was like, I just want my life back. I want my kids back. I want, you know, I have still young children. And
How many? 4?
8. Or 7.
8.
Well, 8 including Kimmy.
Yeah.
I have 7 from just over the years.
How did Sgt Hammond influence you?
You know, he was so nice to
So in
us.
a kind, caring heart.
Yes.
Yes, he really does care about his people. He does, and that's hard to see. That's hard to find in a police officer. You know what I mean? But that's what he does. That's his compassion.
Yeah, there's not like a cold bone in that man's body.
Not at all.
He's you know, he does his job, and
Yes, and he does it well. And yeah, he just by being kindness, and we make a point to see him every day that he was there.
Yep, we'd
Yeah.
go out of our way just to
see him. Yes.
see him. Him, Red Hawk, just
Yeah.
everybody in the staff. But the trailer at MOES.
Christina Kinney.
Oh, yeah, Christina Kinney.
Yeah, Christina Kinney. They're very good friends of ours. And
Yeah.
Doug was there from day one with us on the journey from MOES. You know, Christina Kinney was there from day one, and she knows what we was like before we got sober.
Yeah.
Seeing everybody's insanity and knowing that I was acting like that made me want to change. That made
Oh,
me,
yeah.
It was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for as long as we was there.
You said it gave you a little hope, but at the same time, you could see yourself in the other people, and you didn't want that.
And I didn't want that.
It's like
Exactly.
a mirror.
And I think, yes. And I think that's what did it right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Seeing everybody fighting
Insanity.
over drugs, and there was so
Yeah.
much of it there that you didn't need to fight over it.
Yeah.
Really, you didn't. I mean, honestly, you didn't.
Well, it was low barrier.
Yeah.
And I think that people wouldn't go there if they couldn't use, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's-
Everybody knew that. That's city
Well-
council. They all knew that.
I knew because I would walk by, but I don't, I'm a journalist, so it's no big deal to me. I mean, I'm not a law enforcement.
Right.
And most people, as far as I could tell, got in less trouble there than they got into
On the
when they were
streets.
out of there.
Yes.
Do you think so?
Yes.
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 So you got the situation there, you were able to meet people who gave you a hand away from that.
Yes.
Yes, we was.
But did they pressure you in any way?
No.
or-
Well, they offered their services to us and said, come if you want, like Red Hawk and the meetings.
Yeah.
You know, come if you want and familiarize yourself with it. And so we did. And then when we got clean, we decided, okay, we're going to go to 90 meetings in 90 days.
And we did that.
So we did AA.
Wow.
And yeah, we did AA for a while, and we did it all the way up till we got our 6-month chip.
Yeah.
And then, and the only reason we really don't do AA now is because it's so easy to stay clean now.
Yeah.
You know, in the
Yeah.
beginning it was hard, especially coming where we came from.
Yeah.
Tell me about the difficulty of staying clean and coming where you came from. What are the factors that made you use, especially when homeless?
Being that reason that right there, you answered your own question. Being homeless.
Being homeless. yeah.
Yes.
You have to stay awake and alert to everything going on around you. And so that was a real good excuse to get high on methamphetamines.
Then when Beard Brook came along and MOES came along, there was security there, so,
Yeah, it kind of let us let our guard down a little.
little bit,
We didn't.
yeah.
We could actually go to our tent and go to bed, and close the tent door, and go to sleep. And
Yeah.
I had people say at both places kind of what you're saying, but they said people have our backs here,
yes,
Yes.
that
yes.
people protect each other.
they
yes,
do.
we did. Yes, we did.
So even users would protect.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
that was the community then might have made a difference, where you were kind of everybody was on the same side, even though they had different problems.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then people would steal from each other right out from underneath each other. Because as fast as they trusted them, they, I mean, that's how it was. That's really how it was, right, Dave?
Steal your neighbor's bike and ride it around in front of you.
Or no, you steal your neighbor's bike and then you help your neighbor look for it. And really, he's got the money in his pocket from selling it.
Yeah. Right.
Well, what I saw, and you guys, I wasn't, I was there a lot, both places, but what I saw was if things got too far, they took care of the bad people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They pushed them out.
Yep.
Was that what happened?
Yes,
Yep.
we did. Yes, they did.
The community did
Community
it.
did it.
The police didn't have to do
Any
it.
foul play, yeah.
Remember when Victor got ousted from camp?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Remember when
Yep.
Victor, everybody chased him away, because he was just no good. We have our no good moments, but I mean, we're good people. We really are good people. Right, babe?
Yeah, if you want to change.
Yes. And we have a heart, some of those
I
people
saw,
don't.
most of the people I saw seemed to me to be decent people.
Right.
Yes.
In other words, there was a lot of stress. There were also a lot of old folks down there.
Yeah, my mom was one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his mom was there with
My mom
us.
was
She's
homeless with us, yes.
She's 71 years old. I let my mental illness go untreated, and I treated my mental illness with dope. One day I just was like, I realized I didn't have, I couldn't call my kids, and they wouldn't talk to me, and or I didn't have a phone because I sold it for drugs. I can't count how many government phones I went through. My phone number changed all the time, and my kids got sick of it. And so I got sick of me, and then I was like, okay, I gotta get clean. And I was writing in my journal for like a month. Wow. Every day. I can't wait. Today's the day, and then it wouldn't be the day. And I don't even know how he knew or how it happened. But one day we and him were getting high, and we weren't getting high anymore. And we were miserable. And he goes, I'm done. Are you done? And I said, yes, I'm done. and we just quit. And it was hard, it was right around us all the time. But his mother, she was in the tent next to us. Mm-hmm. She cooked for us.
She took care of us.
She took care of us. All we did was we went to bed and we slept for like a week straight. And she woke us up every day, maybe once or twice a day, to feed us. And she was cooking for us and everything. All we had to do was take ourselves to the porta potties once in a while. We didn't have to come out, and we didn't have to face people, and because it was hard. You're miserable, and your body goes through changes. And
Did Hammond or anybody ever check on you during that time?
Yes.
So Sgt Hammond would check on you and see how you're doing.
Yes.
Did he know you were quitting?
Yes.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, we told everybody when we finally decided to put the dope down, we finally told everybody that, hey, this is what we're doing. And I think we did it so that they could hold us accountable.
So he really had a pretty close relationship to people.
Oh, yes, he did. Real close.
There were a lot of older people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they had incomes, but they didn't have enough for rent.
That's what we had. That's what Mom had. Mom had income, but not enough for rent.
So downtown street teams, did you both work for them?
Yes, we did.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we got on the team the same day.
Wow.
Got on the team the same day, and I worked on downtown street teams for over a year, and he worked on it for about a year.
Yeah, then I got my job.
Then he got a job, because I have DST on my resume, which I have a resume now.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I have a resume, and I got a job at Burlington, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm a normal
Oh, you got a job at Burlington?
I work at Burlington. He works at the shelter.
Oh, I thought you were still at DST.
No,
no.
I left DST.
So you're at Burlington on McHenry?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I take care of his mom part-time, so
And so Charles, you're at Salvation Army?
Yeah.
Shelter, yes.
The Salvation Army side?
Yes. No, the Salvation Army County side.
County. Oh, the Low Barrier.
Where was you born, babe?
I was born in Redwood City, California.
And Deanna, I need to know your age, but you said 50?
51. We're the same age.
Yeah.
You guys look good.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
you really dodged a bullet, I think, the two of you.
Yes.
The two of us, and that's the miracle in it. This man right here has known nothing but the drug life his whole life. And
Parents,
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, your
it's-
parents used drugs?
Yeah, my dad did. My dad did. My mom got. My
Mom
has
did too.
My mom did too, but she has 31 years of sobriety.
Yeah, now she does.
My dad's deceased.
But yeah, he and my dad was friends with Dean Dodd with Church in the Park, but my dad passed away. But he used to be we called him the bread man. And he used to pick up all the breads and cakes from the grocery store to take.
I remember him.
That's my dad, because we've gained a lot of weight.
Yes, we have.
A lot of weight.
Well, you don't eat with meth except sugar, I think.
Yes.
Sweets, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I noticed with people.
I was 60 pounds lighter than I am now. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to get, I'm waiting for Sgt Hammond to get me my mugshot, because I want to compare the mugshot.
So what was
to now.
you got a mugshot, what were you in for?
I went on a drug-induced rampage, and I got myself in big trouble. I've never been in trouble with the law my whole life, and then I went and got assault with a deadly weapon and terrorist threats, and I got 2 strikes on my record because of it, and that was all because of drugs.
What was the weapon?
A knife.
And terrorists?
Yep, terrorist threats, and I got convicted of it. I didn't know, I'm not a criminal, so I don't know how to go through the loopholes and fight the law. All I knew was I was in jail and I wanted to get out, so I took what they offered me, and that was 2 strikes.
That was dumb.
And it was dumb. It was very dumb, because it's had an effect on, I'm an in-home care provider, and you have to pass a background check. And I didn't pass the background check at first, but because it's my mother-in-law, she was like, oh, no, I want her as my caregiver. So I was able to get the job. But at the same time, I can't go and be a caregiver for other people because of my background.
Yeah, so your attorney told you to plead to that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens to a lot of people.
I didn't know any better.
I've had so many people tell me that if I knew better.
Right. Probation was like, I can't believe the crime that you committed. And I said, I was on drugs and I lost my mind. I was mentally ill. And, the mental illness has a lot to do with it too, especially untreated. Because now it's treated and I'm like a totally different person.
What do you do, take medicine?
Yeah, I take psych meds.
They're working,
and they're totally working.
They're working, oh yeah.
Totally working.
I know, we interviewed a woman right here, I think 6 years ago, schizophrenic
Right.
and delusional.
Oh, wow.
And I was told that she got put in BHRS and they gave her medicine and she was fine.
Yeah.
So I believe it now because
Yeah.
I can't believe you were ever. So were you schizophrenic or?
No, I was just bipolar. I was, up and down, one extreme to the other.
The mayor, the city council, the police chief, the sheriff, everybody, they need to know what you think would help people the most who are homeless.
What would help people the most? Housing, rehab.
Yes.
Rehab. It doesn't matter if it's mental health rehab or drug rehabilitation. They need rehab. So that would probably, me seeing what I see, what I work with, and what I know. That's what would do
Well, and we're
it.
seeing the Kansas house now is like, it's
And the
drug
people-
infested.
The people, yeah, and my daughter
And
lives there.
our
so-
daughter lives there, and
Yes.
she's not on drugs.
Yeah,
And
matter-
it's all around her, just like it was at Tent City. Except
Yes.
now they have
So
electricity and
it's just
water.
like, Kansas House is just like MOES, but with electricity and running water.
And they haven't, none of those people are getting rehabilitated. So they're all gonna end up back out on the street because after a year of being there, they're not even
program's
supposed.
cut off.
Right, they're not even eligible for the program anymore. And if their drug habits and their mental health issues don't get addressed.
Then what
And
do-
that's something that was big with me in the beginning too, was I got on the psych meds before I got clean. And
that helped a lot,
just
too.
a little bit before, but I still did, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I am going to do this.
And we did it.
And I did it. I want to better my life for my kids, I want to be their mom again.
You guys had a place to sleep, place to keep your stuff.
Yep.
Right?
Was that a big factor,
Yes.
a little factor, or?
No, that was a big factor. It really was, because it gave us a little bit of stability. And, when we were on the street or in the parks, we didn't have stability like we had at MOES. We had a place where we could leave our stuff and we could go to a meeting and not have to take our sleeping bags and our backpacks with us,
That's what I see out here.
Yes.
Is having stuff you can't leave.
Right, or a dog.
How many of them do you think are mentally ill?
Most every one
Most of them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Most of them, yes. Well,
Yes.
they might not admit that, but
Right.
with me seeing what I work with and what I know, yeah.
And what I know being mentally ill myself.
If they put the dope down, some of that crazy will go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
A lot of my crazy went away.
And that's the honest God's truth, and I tell them all the time, look, put that dope down, some of your crazy will go away, and you can focus on the rest of your crazy that you need to focus on. But I don't think they believe me. We're living proof of that. We're living proof of that. I was crazy at one time, just not mentally ill, just out there.
Like Deanna said, you used the drug for your mental illness instead of the meds.
Instead of the psych meds, yes.
And that might have been because of stress outside or
Yeah.
access.
Or things that's happened in your life later that you got to cover up the pain, yes.
And drugs were really easy to get too for me, so
They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're
And
a lot
I
easier
used
than
to
the
think
psych
before I
meds.
started talking to homeless people, oh, the drugs are so expensive, but they're cheap.
They are cheap.
They're cheap now.
They're cheap.
Practically free.
When you were using cocaine, it cost a lot, didn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so you really...
Yeah, about 150 an A-ball.